Hey guys, what's going on? Steven back again, and I'm back with another 40k video from Major Kill. And the topic for today's video is the Nuns with Guns, Sisters of Battle Explained. I don't know a whole lot about the sisters, aside from just the basics, so this will be interesting to learn more about the sisters. Now I will say, some of their models, actually pretty badass. Some of them, not so much. I don't know, the hair. What is up with the hair? Is that like a lore thing? Or is that just like a Games Workshop, like, meh thing, you know, don't feel like putting much effort into them? I don't know, but it's just like, and then just, you know, I don't know. Although some of them do look pretty cool. Let's see, I'm actually looking at them right now. Sister Dogmata actually looks pretty badass, even though that one's wearing a helmet. Still pretty badass. Although it kind of looks like a battle priest I had in fantasy. Almost the same exact pose, just different weapon and different armor. Sister Superior Amalia Novena. Now that model looks badass. And the hair, better. You know, it's not that straight, it's a little curved and kind of brushless side, so it's a little something different. That one looks pretty badass. Hospitaller, that one looks pretty cool too. Canoness Viridian, that one, cool pose. Yeah, the hair just sucks. I don't know, what is it with the hair? You know, like, can't they come up with like different hairstyles or something? Like, I don't know, like a ponytail? You know, I don't know. Maybe it's just a Games Workshop thing. Or maybe it's a lore thing. I don't know, you know. Kind of like, you know, getting enlisted, you know. You get your head, you know, completely shaved. I don't know. Is that like a Sisters of Battle thing? You know, basic units, you get all the same hairstyle. I don't know. But, yeah, some of the models are actually pretty badass. Mortifiers, those things look really cool. I have no idea about any of those, but those look really cool. Pentaton engines, that I do know. What else? The Exorcist. Yep, that's a cool tank. Rhino. Repentant Squad. Yep. Archoflagellant. Oh, yeah. Know the story about those. Pretty badass looking. But yeah, so like some models are pretty badass. Some of them, not so much. Palatine. That one looks pretty cool too. I wouldn't mind getting one of these. You know, I like collecting. You know, just certain models here and there. But yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a sister model. That'd be pretty cool. Alright, so that's enough looking at the website. I can do that all day. Anyways, let's get on to the video and learn more about the Sisters Battle. Here we go.
G'day, guys and gal. Warhammer 40k is a very masculine setting. We have roided up space marines, deliciously oiled demigods, and oversized man-children. This, combined with the influence of a very male-dominated company, means that the hormone of the day is testosterone. Despite this fact, our glorious neckbeard overlords have discovered a way to not only include girls in the setting, but make them flourish. I introduce Space Nuns with Guns.
Yeah.
To be honest, I find this is a totally appropriate way to represent women in Warhammer. They wear armor that genuinely looks like it protects them, unlike all other female armor in male-dominated franchises.
What are you talking about?
And they still do really cooked grimdark shit as well.
Somewhat.
The Sisters of Battle, as well as the Sisters of Silence, perfectly represent and display female super soldiers in the franchise, hence why there are literally no genuine calls for girl space marines. This also might be because there's like 3 girls that play Warhammer, but that part is irrelevant. Now just quickly, before all you lore nerds crack it at me, yes, I'm aware that the Adeptus Sororitas and the Sisters of Battle are not the exact same thing. I know that the Sororitas is the name of the entire organization, and the Sisters of Battle are the military wing of that organization.
Right.
However, I will use the two terms interchangeably because it really doesn't fucking matter. Today we'll go over who the sisters are and where they come from. We'll also look at what they're currently up to and if they're actually hot or ugly as shit. Before we get started though, we are so close to a massive Patreon goal
I hope
of
the
mine,
audio's
which
okay.
will
I know it's
result,
really
for
loud at the
better or
beginning,
for worse,
so I
a
hope it's
production
alright.
of 2 calendars, one featuring me and a hot naked chick, and the other one featuring custom Warhammer hentai, made by 12 distinct hentai artists with their own unique styles. So far I have 3 of those artists, so if you are a hentai artist or you know one, then shoot me through the details and I'll look at getting something commissioned through them/you. Only $1 on Patreon helps me out a shitload, and if you guys access to a lot of naughty goodies, so please consider it if you enjoy the video. Let's get into it. The Sisters of Battle, Brides of the Emperor, Adeptus Sororitas, Bolter Bitches, Nuns with Guns, or simply the Dominatrixes, are a relatively new faction that formed due to some religious people doing typical religious stuff, as well as a cheeky bugger exploiting a legal loophole. We haven't really covered much of the mid-30th millennium on this channel, because all the exciting shit is either happening now or 10,000 years ago, but the Sisters were a highlight of it, so we get to learn a bit about it today. The Imperium, despite being a unified empire, is a very divided place. All the political parties, the Inquisition, the Administorium, the Ecclesiarchy, the Astartes, the Mechanicus, they all vie for varying degrees of political and physical power within the Imperium. This all came to a head when some dick called Georges Van Dyer was able to lie, manipulate and assassinate until he became the head of the Ecclesiarchy and the Ministerium.
Oh wow.
Making him the most powerful man in the Imperium. He exploited religion to basically drive half of humanity into a violent, zealous rage. Overall, he sucked, but due to the Astartes and Mars, the other 2 most powerful organizations, not really giving a shit about people, he was allowed to continue his bullshit. The Custodians also didn't really care, as the Emperor was not directly threatened by a bunch of wacky bitches whipping themselves while jacking off onto the Bible. During this madness, Georges heard of a convent of hyper-faithful women on some planet. They were totally devout to the Emperor in every way, shape and form. As such, Georges wanted them to serve him directly, as it would look like the Emperor had his back. Using a cheap magic trick, Georges was able to convince the nuns that he was the chosen of the Emperor, hence they agreed to become his bodyguards.
So he kind of manipulated
I'm sure he
his
also
way.
used them for other things, but the writers don't really go there. They were trained within an inch of their life, brainwashed with the religious fervour so much that they basically made them unbreakable super soldiers.
Wow.
They were then equipped with Sermite power armor and bolters, hence making them a genuine match for Astartes, at least in ranged combat anyway. Eventually the galaxy rose up against Van Dyer, and instead of fixing his ways or attempting to gain new allies, Van Dyer declared all Astartes and Martians to be traitors and heretics, then locked himself in his palace with a couple of thousand Sisters of Battle to protect him, and probably help him relieve some tension. Don't worry, baby, the Empress said it was okay. The Astartes were like, fuck this bitch, and drop-potted straight at the palace. However, they were actually held back by the Sisters of Battle. To the credit of the sisters, the Astartes literally couldn't get through to the palace, hence the battle was drawn out for months.
Really?
But Major Kill, that's bullshit. How do the legendary Astartes struggle to beat some unaugmented chicks?
That's
Shut your
impressive.
fucking mouth, Timmy, and have some respect for the ladies.
But I wouldn't mind
The
learning
Sisters
more
of
about
Battle
that other
outnumbered
guy.
the Astartes and matched them in firepower, armor, and determination. The Sisters' faith in the Emperor also pushed them beyond normal limits, as they would just never give up. Some Sisters' faith was so strong that it manifested as a subtle warp powers to boost them even further. Eventually a custodian was like, this is fucking retarded, and led the famous Sister of Battle, Alicia Domicar, and some of her space nuns to the Emperor. The Emperor was like, joke's over, go kill Van Dyer, then meet me back here at night time to celebrate. Alicia was like, say no more daddy, and then she went and killed Van Dyer, hence ending probably one of the more autistic threats the Imperium had faced.
That takes care
After
of that
Van
guy.
Dyer was Van dead, the Ecclesiarchy was no longer allowed to field any men under its command, to prevent a rise up like this happening again. Hence they decided to instead field and grow the Sisters of Battle to be their army, as this
okay,
was
that
technically
makes sense.
okay. None of them were men. Loopholes OP. Over the following millennia, the Sisters of Battle grew into their thousands strong and spread across the galaxy in convents. They were a shared military force between different inquisitorial orders, such as the Ordo Hereticus. Basically all of the factions of the Imperium that burn anyone.
So they don't have to follow the Space Marines chapter of only having like 1,000 Space Marines per chapter. They can have, I guess, what, as many as they want, right?
One who they think might have caught a whiff of chaos usually has access to the Sisters of Battle. Now, even though the Emperor did his best to try and make everyone become an atheist, his time spent as a quadriplegic has actually benefited from the opposite coming true. Due to the combined belief of countless people, the Emperor can do wacky shit with the warp, including making some people living saints. Basically, an extremely devout and brave individual will need to die in service of the Imperium. They will then be brought back to life with new paladin-like powers, such as morale boost, holy fire, invulnerability, etc. Some revive with small or no powers, like Drossus. When this occurs, all the religious nutters have a circle jerk and declare them as a living saint, meaning there are probably a lot of battles that involved this warp fuckery. However, the Inquisition didn't notice them, so they weren't given the superficial title of living saint, if that makes sense. The most famous of all these saints was Saint Celestine, who was also overpowered as shit. The living saints are basically greater demons of the Emperor, so they can't actually die.
Really?
In saying that though, she has to obey similar rules, i.e. lots of faith and a lot of warp fuckery.
Okay.
She was once a humble sister repenter, who got absolutely repented to death, along with her sisters of battle. But she survived, and continued to fight the good fight.
Damn.
Not quite yet the literal angel of death we know her as, but definitely glowing a little bit. She then insisted that they travel to some frozen shit planet, where she recovered some extremely sacred and holy artifacts, namely golden power armor and the ardent blade. Greater demons. The Blood Rose, who are the order who autistically screech, "For the Emperor!" and Naruto run at greater demons. Our Martyred Lady, the poster girl Ultramarines of the Sisters, the order that Saint Celestine is from, and then there's the Valorious Heart, who feel really bad about the whole Van Dyer situation, hence regularly punish themselves and go all fanatical. Now,
Okay, so they do have like their own chapters, kind of like Space Marines. So are they still limited to only 1,000 like Space Marines, or can they have as many as they want? They just have different, what do you say, like different chapters or different orders, I should say. But yeah, let me know. So is each order limited to only 1,000, or is that just for, I guess it'd be just for Space Marines, since they're, the ones that did turn to chaos and stuff. But I don't know, maybe the Imperium still wants to play it safe and only 1,000 sisters per order, or they just got free reign. However many you want, that's fine. Let me know.
with all their faith and willpower, can the sisters fall to chaos? Or are they just like the Custodes, Grey Knights and Sisters of Silence who cannot fall? Well, it turns out they can, but it's extremely difficult and doesn't happen often. The most famous case being Muriel Sabbathine, whatever the fuck her name is, who was taken prisoner by the Emperor's children. Now, rape jokes aren't really funny.
Now that is a
but
cool
sadly
picture.
for Muriel, she was taken by the Emperor's children, And well, it wasn't really a joke for her. After only a couple of days, she had embraced Slanesh, which I can only assume meant she was suffering from a severe case of repressed Catholic girl syndrome, as well as the fact that she was probably fed a diet of drugs and dick during her captivity. She then went on to go on mass killings and eventually killed some of her previous sisters. After that, she kind of vanished from the law, however states she is hunting Eldar, as that is Slanesh's preferred meal. Other fallings don't really count, as it was either temporary due to manipulations or from straight up mind control. I kinda hope Miriel pops up again at some point, because she has a lot of potential as a character. I also got hentai commissioned of it for my Patreon, so there's some lore-friendly shit for you there. In recent times, the Sisters of Battle have been getting a decent amount of love from Games Workshop, with plenty of new models and rules.
At least, like, their hair is a little bit different, but I mean, yeah, this, I don't know if I can use my cursor for it or not. Yeah, but this one here just looks, I don't know, just almost similar, but I don't know, at least some of them are actually getting improvements.
To
But they
flesh out
still
their
look pretty
faction
cool
once
looking, I
again.
will say that.
This also brings us to today's debate. Are the Sisters of Battle actually hot or not? Well, just like anything, you have fit chicks and ugly bitches. The reality is, due to their strict diets, lots of exercise, and hectic levels of faith, they are as good as they can
Now,
look.
see, that model
now, you
is
can't
really
polish
cool
shit,
looking.
but all of them are in great shape, so that's a tick. I think it's
Now that model's pretty badass. That's, which one was that I was looking at? Sister Superior Amalia Novena. Now that looks really cool. I actually like the tattoo is actually pretty badass.
just boils down to Games Workshop's inability to make a miniature model without an autistic facial expression. Overall, the Sisters of Battle will be the ones that do you, doggy. They'll beat you to an inch of your life and you'll love every second of it. With thighs that could crush watermelons, these holy thots purge the galaxy of its heresy, with nothing but bolters, power armor, and unbreakable faith in the Emperor. And that does us for today, guys. All the lore and plot of the
that's it.
Sisters of Battle that really matters. I expect their lore to continue to be fleshed out more and more soon, due to how many conflicts are engaging in at a time. I think they're a great way to represent girls in a very high-octane bang-bang franchise. If you want to support the channel, then Patreon is the place to be. As I said, we're so close to hitting a big milestone for me, so if you want to see us get there, only $1 helps me out a shitload. Join the Discord for more memes, and I'll see you in the next one.
Okay, so there we go. There is the Sisters. That was pretty cool. A lot of stuff. Like I said, I didn't really know a whole lot about the Sisters, just, you know, the basics and stuff like that. I didn't know all about the different orders. That's pretty cool. Is each order, like I asked earlier, geez, I can't speak, is each order limited to only 1,000, or can they just have as many as they want in each order? But yeah, they all seem very cool. That's very interesting how the founding of the Sisters were created. I would like to learn more about him, see if there is more. I'm sure there is backstory about him. I wouldn't mind, you know, like I said, learning more about him. And the one that fell to chaos, yeah, I wouldn't mind learning more about her as well. Seems like she'd have a really interesting and dark story. That'd be kind of cool to learn more about her. I'll have to search around, see if there's any videos or any lore or what happened to her. Yeah, because that seems like that would be a very, you know, interesting character. And if that's what she looks like, that's actually pretty badass. I kind of like the snake tongue or tongues. I can't tell if that's a second tongue. So it looks badass too. But yeah, so there we go. There is the Sisters of Battle explained. Very cool, very interesting. Like I said, some of their models are actually pretty damn cool looking. This one here is actually very badass. I like the pose and everything. That's very cool looking. So, yeah, there we go. Sisters of Battle explained. Very cool. So anyways, yeah, leave me all your thoughts and comments. What do you guys think about the Sisters? Do you play them? Do you not? You know, what do you think about their models? Do you think they look good, or do you think they could use some improvements and stuff like that? Yeah, just leave me all your thoughts and comments. If there's any other topics or videos you want me to check out, let me know down in the comment section below, or you can join my Discord channel. Link should be in the description box to join that. And like I said, we can chat there. You can post request videos or anything like that. Yeah, that'd be awesome. And what else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just let me know thoughts and comments and stuff. And other than that, hit the thumbs up button. That'd be awesome. Remember, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media. Links in the description box below. And other than that, yeah, just stick around. More videos are on the way. And I will see you guys next time.